If I can just think carefully, I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode. My name is TradeFly, bringing you some of the most important market news as well as technical analysis that you can actually use. And we are back from a trip from Vegas. We went to WWE WrestleMania. Night 1 was a bust. Night 2 saved the freaking day. Night 2 was dope. If you guys don't know Brock Lesnar, he has retired. I know you're not here for a WWE update, but the last event, the main event with CM Punk as well as Roman Reigns was fire. There was a dope ladder match. And yes, Rey Mysterio, if you know, is still wrestling. It was a good time, man. We had a really good time. We got sweet tickets for both of the nights. That was really, really cool. So, trick, all right? Little trick here. It's not always going to be for some super high demand shows, but for us, we got exceptionally lucky. We did not get tickets till about an hour before the show on both nights, and we were able to get sweet tickets for $200 a pop. That is a pretty good deal for WrestleMania. So no, not a big baller. All right, not a big baller. But I was able to pull some good deals, and why not for $200 a pop? Yeah, I'm gonna sit in a suite all day, every day. Super, super cool. Hope everyone is doing good out there. Thank you for hanging with me. I see a couple of you guys stuck around. I really appreciate that. Having some technical difficulties that I have never ever had before. YouTube, I don't know what you've done, if you've done anything, or if it's a me thing, but when I hit go live, it did not used to go straight. I used to be able to schedule my stream when I hit go live. So I don't know what's going on. It just takes me straight to the studio, and then now I can't even get in the studio to the video that I'm trying to stream to. So I got no access to my hub. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I hope everyone's doing well out there. You guys are great. Thank you. Thank you for being here. DDT, thank you for letting me know. Thanks for Kooky. Alexander G, the best mod in all the space. Thank you very much as well. Dejini from the blockchain. I don't know if you're still here. Wick's wife, I gave you all shout outs. Who knows if you guys are still here? Of course, we got my man Crypto Crank in the house too. Thank you for being here, my dude. Who else we got? We got Ash in the house. We made it. Yes, we did. B Team Crypto. What up, bro? Steve Hickey. What up? How you doing, dude? Hope all is well with you. LFJ. And then we got meh. Best time to buy is hours before the event. No doubt. Dusty Hunt, how you doing? Good to see you. We might be friends. Maybe we're not. Maybe I send you too many requests apparently on Discord. That is absolutely hilarious. Here nor there. Who else we got it? We got A Crypto 24. He said not live, but hopefully you're still here, bro. Hope you're still here. All right, let's go ahead and get this party started for the second time. And you know what? Let me say something real quick. Some of you fools are some fair weather fans, man. Like, I put out some real content. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm not going to be that typical dude. I'm going to like take accountability. I'm going to be transparent with you guys. Like, I made probably a bad call in hindsight. And I was like, you know what? Let's own this. Let's talk about journals. Let's talk about why you learning from your mistakes is important. And it was like unsub. I was like, damn, that's what I get. Yeah, I guess I gotta just lie to you and tell you I am the greatest of all time. Call me the GOAT of trades. Like, damn. But all good. I know I got my homies. Everybody's still here in the chat. Much love to you guys. It's very much appreciated. Let's go ahead over to the crypto bubbles. We got Siren up 12.2%, Sexy Dexy's down 11%, Knight is down 4.1%, Polygon Matic 4.3%, CC at 5.2%, and what is this one? What is it? Monad is up 7.7%, Chili's up 10.7%, Zero is down 6.3%. Nothing too crazy to be out there. Siren's getting a nice little move at 12.2%. That's kind of diverging, and then Dexy is diverging in the wrong direction, and it's not what you want to see. All right, if you see the market's moving green and you're going to the downside, not typically ideal, but here nor there. Let's go on over to that is not what we want. See, everything's going to be out of whack right now because I had to like reset it all. There we go. Over to coin market cap, and we're going to look at the total market cap, which is at 2.56 trillion, up 1.17%. Fear and Greed Index is at 56. That is neutral. Altcoin season at 41. Bitcoin currently at 76,269, and that is up 1.65%. Ethereum is at 2329. That is up 1.32%. All right, let's see who's rounding out your top 10. Who's in your top 10? You got Doge, of course, and then who is Hyperliquid? Hyperliquid is at top 10. I'll have to scroll it up a little bit for you guys to actually see it because it is behind me. There you go. Let's see, what's Cardano? Cardano is at 12, man. It was at 10, back down to 12. It's just it's getting beat up a little bit. But what is it at? It's up 1%. It's at about 24. Remember, we were talking about that 26 cents area for Cardano is kind of my line in the sand, to be honest with you, before I could really recommend starting to pile back into that. I know like it did go down to a buy level, but because of the way that the chart looks, the way that it's trending, I'd say be very, very careful with it right now. Let's go over to 2bit. We were looking at 2bit here a bit ago. Now, when I say that, I would say I was looking at 2bit all by myself. All right, I was streaming to myself. It was a glorious thing. I do have a Fibonacci retracement level up right now, but area I'm looking at is between the 0.68 or the 618 and the 0.786, between 76.5 and about 77.3. If you watch Alex O, you know he likes that. Pink boxes are your friend. You also have a very nice horizontal level there at about 76.8. Okay, and so where am I looking at that? I'm like, okay, cool. You had support here. Breakdown, little retest, continuation to the downside. Lets me key in on that area at about 76.8. What else do I like about it? Come on over to the heat map, my friends. I am glad you asked. 76.6, 76.8. Okay, you have the hot spot in terms of liquidity. You can see it pushing out a little bit here to the right side, a little bit of gap here. Obviously the hotter spot is up above 78. We'll talk about that a little bit once we get there, but you can see we are dipping our toes a little bit into the liquidity. Now, if you were going to take a trade out of this, I'm going to have to preface it, but be like, this would not be A+, okay? You'd be looking more like a B+, all right, in terms of getting up there, grabbing the hotter spot of liquidity, but not taking all of it, right? So you're leaving some liquidity above you, which is not always a recipe for success because liquidity is above you, and the incentive would still be to drive the market through that liquidity and take it off of the table. So understanding that the hot spot is there, and you will see it a lot of times, it'll just bounce in this area around the hot spot. Also knowing that we have a little bit of confluence there, Fibonacci retracement levels, we have a nice horizontal that's sitting there, psychological aspect is kind of lining up, that would open it up. So what do we do? If there's a trade that must be had, or you want to trade out of that area knowing that it's a B+, we execute risk management. Okay, how do we do that? We lower the capital, making sure that our stop loss is protecting us, all that good stuff. We do not lose our principles just because we are getting into a trade, but we understand that we start using that risk management with less leverage and things of that nature when we get into something that may not be an A+. Now, does it still hit the wickets? Mostly. It just doesn't take all of that liquidity off the table. Now, if you go up and you go up over 78K and you get all of that liquidity off the table, then now we're getting excited. Okay, now we are getting excited. What do we have here in terms of any kind of confluence in those areas? Let's go ahead and look see. Now we looked at 2-bit, but let's see what we got here. 76.8 we said, yes. So right around 77. Coming up here, and yeah, you're just seeing that horizontal kind of a line up there. And then we talked about that Fibonacci retracement level between the 618 and the 7.6 or 786. Goodness gracious. We do have some volume up there as well though. At about 77.3, right? Little gap up there, so a nice little push up is definitely, in the cards, or could be in the cards. All right, we get that push up through, volume, good. A couple, areas of confluence that we have lining up in that area as well. That could open up the door. Now, that being said, we talked a little bit about this last week. This is probably why people hate me and if I'm unsubbed, because you got to be careful what the trend is right now. Now, understanding that if you were to take a trade, from that area, we would be looking for something short term, whether it be intraday or maybe even scalping to just look for that initial rejection. As you're looking for that, you do want to stay within the trend. You want to honor the trend. You don't want to fight it, right? You got to stay within the structure. If you're going to trade against the trend, you definitely want to stay within the structure of the trend. All right, that's going to be a biggie if you're so inclined to jump on that. So we talked about this a little bit last week as well. Now, one of the areas that I really, really liked that I was looking at, and this was before the price kind of broke down, was the golden pocket here, because you had the 50 still working its way up. You had the trend line still working its way up. There was confluence here. We had some volume there. That shifted over the weekend. Now, I wasn't able to really do much because I was quite busy running around in Vegas with my little dude. But, that confluence really, really shifted. All right. So you can see all the volume that's sitting up here. 50 obviously continued to work its way up. The trend line continued to work its way up for obvious reasons because it is up and right. But what it ultimately ended up doing was aligning with the 0.382 Fibonacci retracement level. Ignore these. These are backwards right now. These are inverse. But the ones that were on here, you're going to have to trust me, bro, on it. Let me take this off. I want to take this off because it's deceiving. There we go. Let's clean that chart up. So, you know what? Let's just draw it. We'll draw it again for you guys. I believe it was here to here. Was it? That was a 0.5. Might be 0.5. So 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. You had the 50. You had the trend line, and you had the weekly pivot that presented itself over the weekend as well. So those update on Sunday, just so you know. Now, if you guys want access to this, by the way, this TradeFly MTF pivots, all I've done is take the standard one. I kept it private because I can't TradingView for the life of me. They always delete my shit. And they're like, you violated. I don't even know what I'm violating. I got to be honest with you. Like, I'm not stealing code. It is like mostly AI generated in terms of like the coding. I just gave it the prompts to be like, this is what I want. And because I was tired of being on the standard pivots, and it's like you had to click each individual one, like between weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly. I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, I click it, then I got to make a line on my chart. I was like, I just wanted to stay on my chart and I wanted to update when it's supposed to update. Here you go. CBO gave me a couple things. He was like, hey man, put the price on there. Let me know when it gets touched in all the wrong ways. There's your red X. Let you know when it's been touched in the wrong ways. So there you go. If they've been tapped, they will present a little red X. Everything has been tapped at this point pretty much. So we got a lot of confluence there this weekend. That's a nice little setup. Don't know what the liquidity was looking like at that point. We have moved this up, so don't get too wrapped around the point that it's at 73.6 right now. That's where the liquidity lies right now. Not so much. I can't speak for this weekend, but I mean, if it did clear some liquidity, that was a banger little setup. Not something I was looking at, but you just had a lot of confluence in there. Let's come back over the chart, see what's up. We got all set in the house. How you doing? All right, let's see. Who else? There we go. All right, we got oh, nope. We don't have Erica. Candle Mafia chick. Heyo, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Thank you for being here. Much love to you. All right, so you are in a channel right now. So like I said, there is a very clear trend, very defined. That started really late March. So, I mean, you're talking about getting close to a month now. That's really just stayed in this channel and working its way up. So trend is your friend till the end. I ain't gonna fight it. I am going to honor it. So this was a nice little setup down here. I'm not going to say that there's any like real like primos right now. You are kind of pushing your way back up. You do have the 0.302 that is, or the 382 that is overlaid with the quarterly pivot right now. But it's been flirting with the quarterly pivot quite a bit. Now, the thing that I have at this point is like, we're kind of getting that slow climb up. Remember I was talking about that? I was like, hey, look for, you did get an impulse move. I mean, you got a big body candle. It's not a huge candle, but that's a pretty nice candle, especially on the 4 hour. And it's coming back down. You got a high area of confluence here with the retest, right? We were looking for that. Hey, you get an impulse move through, breakout, retest, continuation. That's what this line is right here. I'm not going to take it off. I got to own it because y'all damn know I was talking about it. Did it bounce right off the quarterly pivot? No, there was more confluence down here. There was just a better, higher probability area for it to bounce. We talked a little bit about that last week, that I did like that better. But however, we were looking at the 0.382 as the area where we may see that initial bounce, which it did, but then ultimately you had news come out. Of course. Always news. So we did get a little pushback down. No biggie, man. I mean, this is why I love finding these areas of confluence, because the probability just increases exponential, you know, regardless. I mean, yes, news will be a driving factor. It can be a catalyst, but the catalyst had already been out, and then you get a little bit of bullish news, and then boom, you find this area of confluence and a nice little bounce there. But I don't know that that's on the table at this point in terms of a trade. What I'm really looking at now is establishing a new range. So really aligning kind of with this pink arrow that we have here. This is the top side of the little range that you had before it broke down, and that sits at about 80K. We know that there's liquidity up here at 80K. We have a big hot spot of liquidity at 80K. For sure, and that makes a lot of sense, right? That it sits right above this area before it broke down, because what people were probably trying to do is take a long out of that area, and then they got stuck, and they've been here ever since. But anyways, so looking for a range to develop above, you know, I'd say the 74,000 area. That, I mean, remember, 72 to 74K has been the line in the sand for me for quite some time. That was my line in the sand. So to break and stay above it, that's really what we've been looking for, and really to develop a new range. That is kind of why I'm not updating this fixed range volume profile anymore, because 72 to 74K was my line in the sand. We're staying above that. I do believe we're trying to establish a new range. Now, this one looks to be a bit tighter than what we were in. Okay, it may just kind of circle around this area here. When I say that, I'm talking about 74 to about 79 and a half. You know, you might see that wick up to 80. That's going to be ideal. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about, we know that we have liquidity up at 80K. I'm not going to mark it right now because this is the close liquidity. This is the liquidity that I'm looking to trade around right now. But 80, you know, in terms of top down, you know, that's an area that I'd say really keep an eye on. And I'd say mark it on your chart, because if you tap 80, then there could be an opportunity. If you see a wick off of 80, right, you see that selling pressure coming in, that, you know, you work your way back down. And so I do think it opens up the idea or the potential for some shorts there around 80. Now it's all about how we interact with it. And so for that reason, that's something you're going to have to keep an eye on. It's not that far away. It's about $4,000 away. All right, you're going to have to keep an eye on it. But if you see a wick out of that, or an SFP as people like to call it, definitely keep an eye on that. Now, you want to know, okay, I see a wick. Cool. Where can I add some confluence to that analysis, right? What can I help? How can I help formulate my bias? And that's where I like to go over to order flow. I use something like Kayataka, Market Monkey Terminal. Either one of those are dope. It will let you see where passive orders are sitting on the books. And right now you do see some developing around 80K. There was staying up there for quite some time, went away, came back. All right. As price begins to work its way up, if you see this get hotter and hotter, right? In this case, it would be a lighter color, but Market Monkey Terminal as well. If you see liquidity start to build up, and in this terms, when we say liquidity, we are talking about passive orders that are sitting on the books waiting to get filled. So we know we have liquidations sitting there, and if we have, I'd say a little bit more in terms of passive orders, if we have more in terms of passive orders sitting there, that is really going to be a zone that I concentrate on at about $80,000. But what do you want to see in terms of open interest and CVD? If we're looking for that continuation, what you want to see is a continuation of the parallel in terms of price action, CVD, and open interest. Now, when I say parallel, need to understand, I don't mean horizontal. I mean that it's moving in the same direction at the same time, okay? So that means that you have more orders, right? There's more orders coming in, and then the longs are more aggressive, and then the price action is following suit. So you're not really running into any absorption. This is the market moving with, all right, you or the price action. If you're in a long, the market's moving with you. It's aligning. Just understand that at $80,000 or around that area, it could get a bit aggressive in terms of price action and movement. And what I would pay attention to, what I would look for as we get up to around $80,000, if we get up to $80,000, is I would love to see a divergence. And when I say that, continuation of price action. Okay, so let's see if we can draw this. I don't know how friendly Kayataka is on drawing stuff, but let's say we get some movement up. All right, understanding that we may have some passive orders. I'm gonna have to find out what the shortcut is for this. But let's say that this the passive orders stay on. Okay, you see that extend out. Actually, we could change the color on that, couldn't we? Nope, it's too much to ask. So price action continuing to work up. You got the passive orders that stay on the books, but you start to see CVD kind of trickle down. What else would you likely? Now I'm not saying this is going to happen, but pay attention if it does, because then you get divergence. Divergence between the price action and CVD saying, hey, shorts are actually beginning to be aggressive. And you can see this continuation of this horizontal type nature. But what you would look for as you get up to that area is then to see open interest start to go down. Now, what that's indicating to me personally, the way that I read this, not saying it's 100% accurate, but the way that I read it, the way that I've digested it, is that likely, because we know the trend, this is a very, very important part of it. Very important part. You must know the trend. All right. If you know the trend, then this means so much more to you. Because if positions are being closed as it approaches an area of potential resistance, you know that these people here are likely taking profits. Most likely. Okay? Most likely, that's the way I digest it. Is that they're exiting their positions knowing that they're getting to an area that you're likely to see the price action turn around. CBD, what does that mean? Shorts are beginning to be a little bit more aggressive. You'll probably see it go horizontal initially, but it's when you start getting the next thing that you start feeling a lot better about a swing trade. Okay, a swing trade, maybe down to intraday. And when you see this, open interest starts going up and CBD continues to go down, then you're getting excited. Because that means, hey, people are joining the party, but the shorts are more aggressive once they've joined the party. Okay, so that means that the market is going to align with you in terms of looking for that short or taking the short, executing. And so what do we have there? That is more for me, the A+. This is the sauce. Like I am giving y'all the absolute sauce right now. If you don't know, you should know. All right. That's dude, A+. Okay. Liquidity off the table. Passive orders getting filled. Got a very clear area of horizontal resistance. And then your CBD and your open interest are all aligning with you as well. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, we got my dude. We got my dude, Alex, though. Always strong. Always strong. My dude. Alex, thank you for being here, man. Much love to you. Much, much love. Appreciate you. Horizontal. I got no comment, Crank. I got no comment. Who else we got? We got Real Wave Cypher in the house. What up, man? Good to see you, bro. Hey, sorry, I skipped a bunch of stuff because this is like round 2 of me trying to put some content out. I don't know if YouTube's acting wonky for you guys at all, but it was for me. So I got straight to the point, no faking. What is it? Chopping MCs like a pound of bacon, something like that. All right. Anyways, so yeah, straight into the sauce, man. But that's what I'm going to be looking for. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Let me go through. What's a stop loss? Oh, geez. That's it. It saves your life. Saves that bankroll, bro. Let's see. Let's go back. All right. So we found an area that we like. All right. About 80K. That's an area that I'm going to be concentrating on. And so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put me a nice little horizontal. Let's just do a ray. I'll just do a horizontal. That's fine. At about 79. There we go. We're just going to set an alert on that. Create. Oh, well, it's green, so I might as well just go to 80. No, because I want to get it for it. That's all right. I'll put it at 80. There you go. A little bit. There we go. Cool. So a lot of times when I'm marking liquidity, I mark that with green, just so you guys know. So that's what you're seeing on the side here, because too many lines gets a little congested. But yeah, so we know if we get up there and we tap that, you know, we're gonna be very tuned in to what's going on. And I kind of walked you through, you know, how I'm gonna be looking at that. All right, let's go over to USDT dominance real quick. Don't really care about the pivots on that, so we'll get rid of them. Never heard of it. My dude. All right, so we talked a little bit about that. We're like, hey, like this is an area where we could see a little bounce-a-roo. It did go a little bit lower, and it is starting to develop a trend more to the downside, right? So the inverse relationship between Bitcoin and USDT dominance remains intact. There's no doubt about that. But you are flirting. You are flirting right here with a little bit of volume. You got the 50 sitting there as well. Let's see. Let's get ourselves a little fib on here, shall we? Zoom out a little bit. Let's not. Sometimes I get into the soda straw effect. Let's go all the way up. Yeah, I mean, so I could see this area here at about 6 point, really about 7. You got the bottom of this little range here, but that's not what I like. In terms of finding an area that I really like, it's down here, the 0.786. See all this volume? You get through that shit, push it down, 0.786 at about 6.5. Top of the range here, I like this. I likey. Daddy like. Right around here. What we're gonna do, let's zoom in just a little bit more. Bring that out. Bring that down. Boom. Okay, so let me be clear. I ain't saying this is what's gonna happen. I'm just saying if it comes down here, we're gonna be primed up. So understanding the inverse relationship, right? If it comes down here, what my expectation would be based on volume, the 0.786 and a very strong horizontal, based on the top of the range, coming down to retest the top of the range, you see every asset, no matter what it is, TradeFly, stocks, NASDAQ, S&P, you see a lot of times it'll come back and retest the high of a previous range. If it does come down there, my expectation would be for a bounce, right? Price to go down, a little bounce, but that's kind of where I chill, right? Like I'm not gonna look for it to just go to the moon, full reversal, full send, whatever the case may be. It would be something quick for me. All right, so USDT dominance comes down to this area at about, what would we say, about 6.5. Look for it to bounce around 6.5, push up to about 6.8. Inverse relationship, if it's bouncing, if it's going up, Bitcoin's doing what? Doom, right? It's gonna go down. Okay, so that's just how this works. So if you're in a trade, right? Like, and I'm not saying like a long, like a swing long, where you're trying to hold this thing. Totally different, right? But if you're in a trade that it's more intraday, or you're holding it for a couple days, and you get down to this area, like this is the point that you start thinking about moving your stop loss, take profit, or even exiting or flipping. Like if you want to take a trade, if you want to take a short, let me think, Bitcoin. Yep. If you want to take a short, this would be an area that I would start to look for something like that, right? So if you got confluence, if Bitcoin gets to a key level, you know, that you have marked on your chart, this is when you start looking at USD dominance and be like, oh, okay, this is a spot. This is a spot where we should be getting some action, right? And so that's why it's important to mark something like that on your chart. We'll have it. It'll be long standing. In terms of pushing back up, areas that I like to the top side, I think there's a little too much shit going on right there. That's not going to be real appealing to me. But your previous value area low, your 200, and where this volume is, I do like that. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead and bring this arrow up here. I like this area. We'll move this over. Arrows just kind of keep me focused on an area. So just like we talked about with this area of support down here, you would see an area of resistance. Now, you get that push up, that would be a lower high as well. What would that open up the door? Again, that inverse relationship, okay? So if you see a rejection from here for USDT dominance, Bitcoin go up. All right, that's what you want to look for. 200 SMA, value area low, you got confluence, volume, all that stuff's lining up right there. So that's two good areas. Two really good areas in my mind to look at Bitcoin dominance. I'm going to clean this up just a little bit more. Let's see if it lets me. There we go. Just a little too much overlap. OCD, man. Got those moments. Yeah, so that's two really good spots here. Again, yeah, you're probably going to see some price action around the golden pocket, but in terms of like, you know, clear levels that align with high probability, high confluence, those are your two. About 7.76, all the way down to about 6.5. That's the two areas where I really would feel a lot more confident about at least getting an initial move. So we could be waiting. We could be talking about those areas for quite some time. We got decent crypto in here. Sup? What up, man? How you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Hope all is well with you. All right. Let's look at the total market cap right quick. Today's gonna be a little bit quicker. Obviously, this is stream 2. Inadvertently, stream 2. Total market cap looking good though. You're riding that 50. This was an area we were looking at for resistance though, right? We had volume, we had the range, previous range here. It actually went towards the top of the range. We were really, listen, all in all honesty, we were looking, hey, we had a rejection here and we had the bottom of this range. But right now, total market cap looking pretty decent. It is riding the 50 and you still have the 200 with volume and a previous nice little area, horizontal level right there, indicated by the darker blue line. So even if you were to come back down, you still have the 200 and the volume right there. Let's put that right there for now. All right. I don't mean anything really by it. We'll mark, like, I'm not saying, hey, we're going here. It's just one of those things. Again, if you do go there, you expect some kind of reaction to that level. We can get rid of this now. It's been a while. Let's go ahead and bring a fixed range, or correction, not a fixed range, but a Fibonacci retracement. And this is assuming that this is the pivot. It's even better if you push up a little higher, test the top of the range there. That would be dope because that would bring your golden pocket up a little higher. But we gotta work with what we got. You did get a bounce off the 0.382. Beautiful bounce off the 0.382. Bring that. There you go. So I mean, you're squeaking in there between the 0.5, 618, but I wouldn't say either one of them really aligns right now with either. But coming down here and seeing a wick and a bounce off the 618, I mean, this blue line is more of a marker. It's not like anything that's firm. Let's go ahead. We'll take that out of there for now. We can see it. Volume 200 and the 618. I like that area quite a bit in terms of seeing some price action or a bounce out of that area. Right now, though, the trend is bullish. It's pretty aggressive, and it's following kind of a channel, very, very aggressive to the upside right now for total market cap. But we are still under that 3 trillion area, and you can see that's where the volume really picks back up. We're at about 2.95, man. That's where it really picks up. Look at that gap there. So no doubt about it. If you do push up for the total market cap, you're definitely looking for some resistance there. How would that line up though? And this is where you start thinking about some of the confluence between the charts, right? So we talked about the USDT dominance. Pretty far away. The area that we're talking about. Pretty far away. But we've been here before. And this is how, like, we get ahead of it and we talk about things months in advance, is we identify key levels that are projected, out. I'm not saying that we have to go here, but if we do, we mark them and we find them. This could align potentially. And if it does, that would be a sweet deal, because USDT dominance, high confluence area, love it. Total market cap, you're looking at that, zoom out a little bit, and high confluence area. So if we hit those 2 areas, or the area for each one of those, for total market cap, USDT dominance at the same time, I'm not saying you have to 100% get price action out of that area, but that's how you get ahead of it, and like you can anticipate a little bit. And it really, like, this is how I would structure. Like, if I'm in positions, a lot of times I'll be like, okay, I'm not flirting with that, because I can wait. I can wait to see how it reacts. Like, if I'm in a long, if I take a long position at any point, I run all the way up here to 2.95, 2.9 for total market cap, I'm probably going to close it personally, because I'm trading, right? Like, I'm not talking about hodling, but I'm trading. And if I'm trading, I don't want to fight against that. So no point in fighting against it. Again, for me personally, this is where I evaluate of moving stop losses, take profits, or just closing, or flipping. So again, get up here. I would say high confluence area that you really, really want to mark on your charts. Again, that's 2.95 for total market cap. And then for USDT dominance is where the 0.786 is, which is about 6.5. Okay, so 6.5 for that. For Biddy, what's the odds? What's the odds? If we see all that happen, an area I would say to look for, at least for Bitcoin, how will Bitcoin align, is previous POC. Previous POC of the range, volume, that's going to be somewhere around 88,000. That's probably the likely areas that you'll see align. Only projecting, only guessing. You know, all these assets will move differently, but that's something I would say pay attention to. Let's see. ETH looks a lot like Bitcoin right now. You got a nice gap. Same shit. Nice gap in the volume. You're looking probably moving up to 2.8, 2.9. I'm going to quickly run through a few of them, just give you some key levels. And then I'm going to get out of here. NVIDIA. I don't talk about NVIDIA very often. Whew. Looking strong, man. Looking strong. Not looking at taking a long on NVIDIA. Sorry. This is the area I was looking at. If I were to come down to the 0.382, fill that gap up, come back, retest the top of the range, I would have looked at a potential long on NVIDIA about 150. Nothing I'm interested in right now. Tesla, little rejection. Company's looking strong though. Did come down to the golden pocket. We did have the top of the range. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so here's case in point. All right, haven't done any analysis on Tesla for a while, but this will demonstrate the point. See, top of the range. All right, sending level of support going to that. Got that impulse move through. What do? We come back down and retest it. It's not gonna be perfect, but it came down, retest it, and golden pocket and volume. So this demonstrates the point right here. Let's get that volume back in there. So I like taking that into account so you can really get the full scope of what I'm talking about. There you go. See how the volume is sending way out here? I'm telling you, this BPVR, I mean, it's a big piece of what I do nowadays. So yeah, nice bounce out of there. But for me, if I were honestly looking at this, just so you know, full transparency, I wouldn't have taken it up past where the 0.5 is. So my trade, and I think I actually remember talking about this. If I were to have taken this, I did not, but I did. I gave this to you guys. It would have been about a 7% move, and I would have closed it. Not fighting the trend. Understanding that at the 50, structurally, that's what it's following to the downside. I'm not fighting that. But look how it drove it all the way down to a key level that had a bunch of confluence between horizontal, top of the range, golden pocket, BPVR. All of it. All of it aligned. Even the structure couldn't push it through. But again, the conservative thing to do is stay within that structure. So there you go. Tesla, let's see what else we got. Scroll down a little bit more. Doge, haven't talked about Doge in a long time. Oh, there's a little dancing dog. Hey, Doge, check this out. Look at this. Look at this. All right. Well, let's extend this out before I get too excited and say, look at all this confluence. Oh yeah, it's there. I figured it was. Look at that. Wasn't something I was trading. Let's be realsies. But damn. I'm saying that. The cream of the crop. Nobody does it. That's confluence right there. All right, you got the POC, you got the 200, you got the volume, all of it. I mean, dude, it wicked right off of that. 9.2 cents. 9.2 cents. I haven't done analysis on this in a long time, bro. Get rid of that. But dude, that right there, get rid of that too. That's a nice spot. Same deal though. If I were to have a bit of in hindsight, but we want to keep it real so you understand philosophically how I would attack that, I'm not taking it past the value area high. 3.31 cents or 3%. Because then you just live to fight another day and you look for the breakout retest. And then you're looking for the continuation trade off the value area high. That would be more interesting to me. And that's how you stay in the trade. And then you put the stop loss below, and that's how you protect yourself, and that's how you can stay in. It's an incremental way. It's like stair-stepping your way up. That, to me, has been more effective. Yeah. Smash the likes, please. If you guys have the opportunity, I would appreciate that. It definitely helps me out. Thank you, Alexander G. And you guys can also help me out with the 2-bit. There you go. Deposit bonus, trading bonus, and you're going to save 20% on your trading fees. You're welcome. All right. I forfeit my commission to you so that you guys can save on your trading fees. Pretty much the best deal. Think about it. You're getting money for depositing, free money. You're getting money for trading, free money, and I'm giving you a piece of my commission, 20%, and that is forever. And it's not no takesy backsies. It's not like, here you go, you can have it for a month kind of deal. It's 20% for life, and that shit adds up. Trust me. Let's see. Things we talked about, Cardano, so I'm not going to beat that up. Let's see. I haven't looked at Sweet in a while. Where's that at? There we go. It's been a long time since I looked at Sweet. So I mean, there's an argument to be said that like, hey, we got some bottom instruction, right? Just gotta be very careful. Shit, wrong one. There you go. Let's put a fixed range on that real quick. Where's my box? My little cheat box. Where'd it go? All my shortcuts. I don't see them. It's all right. I know where the fixed range volume profile is, so we're good. Still trying to shake a cough. So you're just under the volume, just under the POC, man. You can get a pop though. You get over the I mean, the more conservative thing to do is just wait, get over the value area high because those are so tightly correlated right now. But you got the moving averages, 50s over top of you, the 200s below you. So yeah, that's just another reason to let you get above the value area high before you start thinking about longs on SWE. But hey, man, we shall see. I mean, there's definitely you can get your if you're looking at this one for SWE. That's kind of your first stop, and then there's a gap. So about 1.16. Like if that's one of those things you break, you get above the top of this range right here, the little stall that it had before it went down. You get above that, right, with any authority, moving that stop loss to entry or even to the bottom side of that range. But if you break the top side of the range, moving your TP or your stop loss to the bottom side of that range should be a safe go. Locks in profit for you in case it does come back down. But I mean, that's a move. What do you guys think? Yeah, about 11 point. We'll call it 11. All right, about 11%. Right? I mean, you can understand 11%, just a little bit of leverage, 3x leverage. That's a 30% trade, right? 33%. A 30% trade that you could potentially be looking at, and that's if you. And this is saying we take it from the value area high. I mean, so that's even more. But I would suggest probably taking some profits along the way. You want to probably take your initial out, whatever the case may be. But I mean, all in all, you're looking at about a 24% move. That's on the table. But I would say let it break above the value area high. You know, structurally, let it kind of form, you know, a little bit of a, you know, horizontal movement above the value area high. But it's on the table. Protect yourself with a POC. Right? So you take it from the value area high, protect yourself with the POC or the 200, keep it below that volume, and you know all the you can see all the support right there, right? You can see it. So what's going to happen if it pushes up? 200 is going to start working its way up. I think you're going to have confluence between all of this. The 50 will keep moving up, but the POC, the volume, and where we're at right now, kind of clearly showing you a horizontal. I think you're going to have a lot of confluence there at about 9.5 cents. Yeah, or sorry, 95 cents. About 95 cents. I mean, yeah. That I'm gonna put that on my list, man. I'm putting that on my list. That is something I am interested in. All in all, 98 cents. This is when we're going to start looking for it. B team, absolutely, man. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, I can't, just so you know, like I can't interact with your chat. Highlight? Can I highlight it? What does it do if I highlight it? So I'm using my software that I'm streaming on. I don't know what this does. Honestly, I don't know. Like, can I pull it into the stream? Maybe not. But I thank you. I appreciate you, bro. Like I smacked my bag of rice. Oh, God. Love it. Love it. All right. Yeah, I think I'm about to wrap this up. B-Team, appreciate you though, bro. Appreciate it. I can't interact with it on YouTube right now. YouTube is being an absolute nut job. But again, I appreciate y'all. Thank you very, very much for being here. Let's see. Do I have anything that oh yeah, near term shit. Yeah. So just keep a lookout for this. It already looks like you're getting a little bit of rejection off the 618. Did have one little push up there. Makes sense. We got liquidity up there. Remember that. But I would say keep your eye on this area. Again, 76.8, where you're between the 618 and 786. Again, if you're into pink boxes, you're right in the middle of that pink box. Sticking your blue thing in the middle of that pink box. But yeah, man, keep an eye on that area for a bit of a rejection. That would take your hotspot in terms of liquidity. And if you start seeing something that kind of presents itself, starting to look a little bit like this, where you're getting that wick, especially on like the lower time frames. I mean, 5 minute, 15 minute is a little bit better. Definitely not the 1 minute. That's a little too aggressive in terms of this style of trade. But that's definitely something you could be looking for. Looking for maybe a little bit of rejection, quick trade. Yes, it's a scalp, but it's not like looking for 100, 200 bucks kind of deal. So, but that's definitely, I think you're going to get some price action off of that level. So again, something for you to mark on your charts here in the near term. That being said, it is about time to wrap this thing up. Again, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me through all of the technical difficulties. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm gonna try to figure that out post stream, but I hope all of you have a great day. I really, really appreciate it. Much love to you guys. Feels good to be back. Feels good to rap with you guys a little bit. And hopefully you got something from this. If you did, again, like, subscribe. That helps the channel. That helps me grow. And then I get to do more of this with you guys. And I am giving you the sauce, okay? I'm not holding back. All right? Didn't even push you to a Discord today. Just gave it to you. So there you go. With that being said, I'm going to get out of here. Much love to all of you, as always. And trade safe. Be safe. I'm out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go,